Hello and welcome to Shoot the Hostage with me, Dan, and my partner, Sarah. We're a movie podcast who talks about a different film each week based on a theme. We do swear and we do spoil the featured movie, so only ever listen if you've seen the film or you don't care too much about spoilers. If you're a regular listener, you can just skip forward until you hear the intro music because you've heard all of this before. But if you are new to the show and you do enjoy what you hear, there are a couple of things you can do to help support the show. Firstly, make sure that you're subscribed on your podcast player so you get notified when new shows drop on Mondays. You could rate us 5 stars on Spotify, which couldn't be easier. You just hit the star icon below the show's artwork. Or if you have a spare few minutes, we'd love it if you could submit a review wherever you listen. Make sure you come follow us at STH_pod on social media. We are active on Instagram, Threads and TikTok. And lastly, the biggest thing you can do to help is tell a friend about the show. So that's about it. That's enough preamble from me. Over to me and Sarah for this week's episode. Do you know what, Sarah? I wasn't expecting to be watching Borderlands again so soon, or ever, to be honest. And I'm blaming you for it.
That's fair. I will take the L on this one.
Take the L. Mm-hmm. Take it. I'm
taking
foisting the L upon you, whether you take it or not. So you might as well.
I'm taking it. I'll go home with it. I'll ruminate. I'll go think about what I've done.
Yeah. The plus side is I didn't have to pay for a rental this week.
That's true.
2 weeks on a bounce where I had to rent Warcraft and then Until Dawn.
Yeah.
This one was free if you're already paying Jeff money every month.
It was free and it was still somehow too expensive.
Yes. And it's the second time we've seen it.
I know, I'm so sorry.
We could have been watching the other Borderlands, the horror movie Borderlands.
Yeah, we could have done.
It's not a video game movie.
Also known as The Final Prayer in the States, I believe.
Oh, different name, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was that to avoid confusion with Borderlands 2024, do you think?
What, a film that came out a decade later? Yeah. That was definitely why.
All right, smarty pants. When did the fucking game come out?
I don't remember.
2009.
There you go. God, is it that old?
Yeah, apparently the original one. I don't know much about the games. I'm going to be leaning more on you for that as a fan of the games franchise. But I looked up the year and that's pretty much it. Some of the characters and some of the, like, how the characters look. So I could compare the cast in the movie to how the characters look in the game. So
you can get a bigger laugh from the casting of Kevin Hart, is what you're saying? Yeah.
As Roland. Roland! Get that reference? You're too old, like me. Yeah, so it's our second Jack Black movie, I believe.
Oh, are you including Mars Attacks?
He's in that movie.
That's true, yeah.
This is our third Jack Black movie.
Oh, what else?
Waterworld.
Oh my God. He's been in some stinkers, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
He put Borderlands 1 year, Minecraft the next. One did significantly better than the other.
I haven't seen Minecraft, so I feel like I'm not in a place to judge it.
No, me either.
But
I have zero interest.
It does look like dog shit, though.
Yeah. Well, it's for children. It's a kids' movie.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it can't be entertaining and fun.
True.
Like this movie could have been.
Could have been.
Could have been.
But isn't.
But isn't. Do you know that this is our first Kevin Hart movie?
Thank God. Can it be our last?
Yeah, let's sign the agreement right now. Let's put it in writing.
I will daub my name in blood.
Yeah.
And seal this.
And I'll just use a pen.
Okay.
But you can do what you like.
Sure. Has he ever been in a good movie?
Answer to your question without doing any research?
Is it just an educated guess of no?
No. Name one.
There must be one.
Name it then.
I can't.
Well, I mean, I sort of know him primarily from generic comedy.
Jumanji. There you go.
Yeah.
That one was all right.
You're right.
Also starring Jack Black.
Also with Jack Black.
He gets about a bit, doesn't he?
So when Kevin Hart is in a film with Jack Black, sometimes it's okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's Borderlands. which is a movie so offensive that I don't know where I was going with that, but it's really offensive to be watching it, that it make you do something quite severe.
I really, really, really hope that this is the nail in the coffin of Eli Roth's career.
You don't like Eli Roth.
I hate Eli Roth.
I've never met anyone that has such a dislike for Eli Roth. I'm not a big fan of his movies. They're not for me at all. I don't know if there's one that I've even liked off the top of my head.
Frustratingly, I like a couple of movies that he's been in, even though he's a terrible actor. But I have enjoyed a couple of movies that he's been in.
Inglourious Bastards.
Good movie.
Good movie. Yeah.
Death Proof.
That's a movie.
Also
as well.
a movie. Look, I'll go to bat for that film. I know it's deeply unpopular. It's everybody's least favourite QT movie. And yet I love it.
It's your favourite QT movie, probably,
I think it is, yeah.
Get out.
No, that's Jordan Peele.
This podcast is over. This episode and this entire thing, let's pack up. We're not even going to make it to 100.
Wow.
We're at 94.
This is where you draw the line.
We're going to draw a line and pack it in at an even 94.
Just because I like Death Proof.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I will die on that hill. I like it. Do you know what I don't like, though?
Is it Borderlands?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a big fan of the games. The original one came out in 2009. There are a couple of sequels, I guess. Are there 3 or 4 main games and then a side mission quest?
Plethora. So there's Borderlands. There's Borderlands 2. There's Borderlands the pre-sequel. There's Borderlands 3. There's Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And it's just a metric fuck ton of DLC content. Does the C in DLC stand for content?
What does the D
Did
and the
I
L
just
stand
say,
for?
Huh?
What does the D and the L stand for?
Downloadable, isn't it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Isn't it downloadable content?
Did I
just say downloadable content? Well, like when people say ATM machine. I've just exposed myself as a moron, I think.
DLC content? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, a bunch of those, like Mad Moxie's Thunderdome, some other stuff, Zombie, Dr. Ned's Zombie Island, something or other. Fun. Some of them were better than others. But yeah, just a veritable smorgasbord of Borderlands content.
So plenty of stuff for them to choose from, plenty of lore to dig into, and I think we can all agree that what they settled upon was the best case scenario. Now, in as early as 2011, Gearbox Software, who also did Duke Nukem, Half-Life,
yeah,
games that I've never played. Maybe I played a demo of Duke Nukem back in a day. But they, as early as 2011, they had their first conversation about a movie adaptation with Arad Productions, and Gearbox had planned to start a Borderlands cinematic universe. Of course they did. It was that time, wasn't it? Marvel's doing it. Let's all shit out a cinematic universe.
Okay.
So in development for a long, long, long time, fast forward another 4 years, in May of 2015, Lee Winnell was in talks to write and direct.
Oh, what?
I was going to ask you how you felt about that.
Oh, better than Eli Roth. I don't know. I've lost a little bit of faith in Lee Winnell after The Wolfman was so underwhelming. I don't think
it was a bad movie. I thought Wolfman was okay. Pretty disappointing because I was expecting.
It was the cinematic equivalent of a shrug.
Yeah, which was frustrating after the last couple. Upgrade, The Invisible Man, absolute bangers. So, yeah, it was a bit of a letdown, but I agree. I think a Lee Winnell version of Borderlands might have suited the little that I know about the game, might have suited that vibe a bit more. So
they were leaning towards horror directors kind of from the start then?
I guess so.
That's interesting that they ended up going with a PG-13 rating then.
Well, it's not a horror game, is it? It's more of an action game.
It's not a horror game, no, but it's very gory.
Yeah, sure. Maybe that's why they were sort of thinking about horror directors then to get the gore. Maybe a director that we spoke about last week, like a Sandberg, like to get the visual element might have been more, I don't know. But then I suppose Roth has got a lot of movies where gore factor in a lot. Your Hostels and your Cabin Fever.
That's all he can do.
And your Thanksgivings. Yeah, I suppose you're right. That's kind of what he's known for. When
you strip his movies of the gore, this is what you're left with, sadly.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. So May 2015, Leigh Whannell was in talks. August 2015, the film gets officially announced, but Leigh Whannell was not mentioned at all in the marketing material. So just quietly disappeared. I can only imagine that there was a difference of opinion there. I reckon it was the PG-13 thing, if I'm going to speculate. They obviously wanted it to have more of a broad appeal so people could see it with their kids and get more money into the pot, which didn't work.
Which is so dumb because the games are all 18 certificates.
Yeah.
So I can only assume what goes through these people's heads.
It's money. It's money.
Well, yeah, obviously. I don't doubt that they're just seeing nothing but dollar signs and they want it to appeal to the broadest set of people possible. But did they not for a second sit back and think, there's a huge fan base of these games, and if we don't make the film true to the games, perhaps we're going to alienate that audience somewhat?
Yeah. I know it's silly, and I feel like we've had this conversation a lot in this season, and we'll continue to have it. You're adapting a game. There's a built-in audience already. You need to please those people. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you have to do exactly the thing that the game does. You can adapt it, but what's the point of adapting something that's completely different? You need to, I think, at least please the core audience, and not with cheap Easter eggs, but in a more contextual way, I guess. A more substantial way, yeah. So get Eli Roth.
Yeah, he's the man, apparently.
You can't get Leigh Whannell. Get Eli Roth. So by 2020, Eli Roth was on board with a script by Craig Mazin, who is known for
Last of Us.
The Last of Us and Chernobyl, but also has other credits, Scary Movie 3 and 4, I read today. Superhero movie, also Hangovers 2 and 3, so the worst hangover movies. So it's a mixed bag.
I can see why whenever anybody talks about Craig Mazin, they reference Chernobyl and The Last of Us, and that's it.
And nothing else. From visionary writer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously The Last of Us season 1, amazing. And Chernobyl was pretty good as well. For someone that doesn't watch a lot of TV shows, you sort of forced me to sit down and watch that, and yeah, it was excellent. I can see that it was great. So Roth, I don't know if you're aware of this, if in your research at all. I've done a little bit of research.
Okay.
Mostly reading Wikipedia. Eli Roth, he has said that while pitching the film, seeing his French bulldog take a shit gave him inspiration, which would explain a lot.
What? How?
Should I explain? Or should we move on to the next?
I need some more context. So, I mean, beyond the obvious, which is, my dog's just taken a massive shit. I'm also going to produce a massive shit.
Exactly.
But what did he mean?
So basically, what I read was that he saw his little doggy taking a big poo-poo or little poo-poo, depending on the size of the doggy. He saw who would never let anyone watch her take a poo.
I mean, same.
Apparently one time Eli Roth was like, I'm going to sneak a look at my dog taking a poo, because it's Eli Roth.
What the fuck?
He wanted to watch the dog do a poo-poo. The dog's really shy. Doesn't usually let him watch him taking a poo-poo. But when he watched the dog take a poo-poo, the dog had a shy look on its face, and he went, that's Claptrap.
I wish podcasting wasn't merely an oral medium, because I wish people could see the look on my face right now in response to that story.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could hate Eli Roth more.
You didn't?
No. That's interesting. I learned something new today.
I thought it was pretty funny that his inspiration was seeing a dog
shitting.
Taking a poo, yeah. It's a strange one.
Well, his inspiration certainly wasn't playing the games, was it?
I don't know, you tell me. But yeah, so he apparently used that as some character baseline for Claptrap or whatever.
Do you know what he should have used as the character baseline for Claptrap? Claptrap? All of that pre-existing character work that the people who made the games had done.
Was Claptrap quite different to the game Claptrap then?
Claptrap.
That's what I said.
Claptrap.
Claptrap.
No, actually, Claptrap was probably one of the few things that he maybe got right.
Oh, okay.
Although my criticism is that Claptrap, it was always the most annoying character. which is why he worked best in short bursts. He was more of a thing that like would accompany you for one mission and then fuck off again.
Yeah.
Wasn't there for the entire runtime.
So like Red Wing in Falcon.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Captain America now.
But quippier.
Yeah. More dialogue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some dialogue.
Yeah. Not as good though.
Well,
not as funny. So Cate Blanchett joins in 2020, shot between April and June in 2021 in Budapest. Tim Miller comes on board for 2 weeks of reshoots in 2023. So like a year and a half, 2 years after principal photography, they're doing reshoots. So a long time in post-production. I'm again speculating.
Was this affected by COVID then? Or was it just shit and everyone's like, we're going to have to sit on this?
Well, it would have been affected by COVID in a sense that it's shot in 2021.
Well, yeah.
So there was those productions were back up and running.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there would be a COVID department, put it that way.
Yeah.
And a lot of extra money. So a long gap between principal photography and the reshoots, which I can only speculate is a quality control thing. That I'm imagining that they didn't get what they wanted to get. Maybe they shot more graphic and horror style stuff that they had to reshoot or cut out or whatever. I don't really know. That just seems like a long time between posts, and they'd want to get this movie out as quickly as possible.
I think they should have scrapped the whole thing and reshot everything.
I agree. But I thought it was interesting that Tim Miller had come on board for the reshoots anyway, because Eli Roth was off doing Thanksgiving at that point, which is another movie that I really like.
Eli Roth's only decent film?
Yeah.
And I say decent, not good.
Okay. No, I didn't enjoy that one. Did you know that Penn Gillette was going to have a cameo in this film?
I don't care.
As a preacher?
Don't give a shit.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I hate this film so much.
Well, it was you wanted to watch it.
No, I know, because I just wanted to dunk on Eli Roth for
you lobbied off for
90
this one.
minutes. Go on. No, I didn't.
Okay. The budget was $115 million and the box office was $33 million.
Yikes. We
Yeah.
should have covered this in flops.
We could have covered this in flops. Yeah, absolutely. So which of the Borderlands games then, if any, does this film take inspiration from?
It's a bit curious, really, because on the face of it, you would think the first game, which is where we are introduced to Lilith and Roland and Claptrap and Tannis to a lesser degree. But Tiny Tina, Krieg, and Moxie aren't in the games until at least the second one.
So do you think that it made sense to use the characters that they did
No.
in the film?
No.
Why not? What characters would you have used? Would you have swapped out any? I'm assuming we sort of both disagree on the casting of a lot of these characters. But what characters then would you have picked?
I think Lilith and Roland would have been fine. Honestly, I would have been happier if they'd just restricted themselves to the first game, because Tiny Tina, much like Claptrap, is much better used intermittently.
Sparingly. Yeah, she's
Sparingly.
a very annoying character in the film.
She's incredibly annoying in the games as well. And I think it sort of felt like they thought that would be endearing somehow. But no, turns out no. I would have just gone with the core 4 players, the 4 Vault Hunters.
And that being?
Well, the game starts and it's the 4 of them on the bus. Obviously, you have your intro animation.
So Lilith.
Lilith, Roland, Brick, and
Right.
Mordecai.
Okay, Brick I'm not familiar with. Or Mordecai. It's the Johnny Depp movie, isn't it?
I don't understand why they didn't go down that route.
Well, you were saying
no, I don't know.
You were saying that Tannis is a bit of a spare character as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she doesn't follow along with them on missions.
Yeah, so it's curious that they would put her in this movie.
I am as stumped as anybody else.
Okay.
She wouldn't have like gone along with everybody. It wasn't that sort of a deal.
Okay. Yeah, from what I've read, she was more of a guidance character, maybe in Borderlands 2, where she just sort of went, it was a science thing, and maybe if you do combine these things and do this or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And you would sort of return things
gun.
to her, and yeah. And I think there was a mission where you had to collect cassette tapes.
Oh, yeah.
And some of those would be in her voice, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
Like recordings.
Collecting the archival information. One of those computer game tropes that are so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. I never skip those things.
Oh, Borderlands, I was just every side mission, every side quest.
Yeah.
All of them. I milked those games for all they were worth.
You milked them? I don't think that's how you're meant to play them. The other side characters in the film, you mentioned Mad Moxie. Mm-hmm. Was that her name? Played by Gina Gershon.
Yeah. The only time in cinematic history I have not been excited to see Gina Gershon.
And also Bobby Lee plays a character called Larry. Is Larry in the game at all?
I don't think so.
Is this completely made up for the film?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like, I know the Red Lance are a thing.
The Red Lance. They were the Super Army soldiers that Edgar Ramirez, Dr. Atlas, or whatever his name is.
Yeah. The Atlas Corporation is a big thing in the game.
I assumed that was lifted from the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird if it wasn't.
Yeah.
What about because from what I understand, right, in the game, I played it a tiny amount, but there's a big focus on guns and weaponry, right? And it's a shooting game. It's an action game. That's
the whole thing, really. Obviously, there are various different things that you have to do and collect and whatever else. But ultimately, I think for most people, the fun lies in the increasingly outlandish guns. The whole thing. I think even the trailer for like the second or third game was just guns, because that's what it was known for. Just upgrading, finding new things. This gun, when it's empty, you lob it and it becomes a grenade. Some of that stuff was really fun. So it was odd to see them to see that take a bit of a back seat.
Okay. Well, the reason I asked was because there's, like you say, it takes a back seat. It's not really a focus in the film. It feels like it's a big deal in the game and maybe is the essence of the game. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to build a narrative around that. But I thought about it for about 5 seconds. And I thought, well, just make it a satire. Make it arms dealers or something. And you can just make it you can lean into the stupid aspects and super violent nature of it and make it like a Verhoeven kind of pastiche.
Would you like to see a Paul Verhoeven version of Borderlands?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm not invested in the games at all, but I know that there is potential there. They obviously wanted this property to be a Guardians of the Galaxy. You're getting some well-known songs in there, some needle drops. You've got the team aspect. They really lent into that in the marketing, I think. Mm-hmm. And it was one of the things that I really dislike about it is that it was sold as a fun time, sort of action, comedy, adventure time, but it wasn't funny at all.
No.
And the action wasn't very good either.
Agreed. I think kind of going back to the gun thing, the only time that ever really comes into play is Lilith. Like some of the spinny stuff.
I like her spinny stuff.
The dual wielding pistols.
Yeah.
Was kind of cool, but that's what Borderlands is. They should have lent into that a little bit more. And also exploring different types of weaponry. Like, obviously people play Borderlands in different ways, but I always used to quite enjoy playing it co-op with somebody who was better at sort of close contact stuff, because I really enjoy sniping. And that was a big part of it for me. But none of that in the games.
Yeah. I think the action is probably ruined by editing. I think there's been probably a lot of trying to cut around some more violent stuff, and that's why some of the action I've seen worse, but it wasn't very good. And like I said, for a film that's meant to lean on the action and the comedy so hard, it failed at both. But I definitely feel like it's probably more the fault of probably just trying to manage the property and trying to shepherd it into fit it into a round PG-13 hole when you've got a violent square peg of a property. But even some of the really great tunes that they used, the Heavy, Muse, Black Keys, Motorhead, Shaka Khan, there are some good songs in this film.
What was the first song?
I think it was the Heavy. Yeah, I think so.
Because that's directly from the game.
Right. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it fit. I like the song very much. It's one of my favourites. And it's at the start of the film, so you're not really at a point yet where you know exactly what you're watching. Get to about half an hour in, and it starts dropping like Motorhead. I'm sort of rolling my eyes a bit because I'm like, you don't deserve Motorhead.
No.
Borderlands.
Lemmy is rolling in his grave right now.
And Lemmy is God, as we all know.
Yes.
So what about the Vault then? The Vault Hunters, you said that there's core 4 Vault Hunters in the game, the aim is to get weapons and get bigger weapons and shoot people or blast them into pieces. And you've got to get to a vault.
The aim is to get to the vault,
right.
Yeah.
On Pandora.
Well,
or any planet.
There are different vaults, but the first game is very much on Pandora, yes.
Okay, so it does sort of take some inspiration from the first game then. You've got Pandora, and the planet.
The look of the vault when they finally get into it is pretty similar as well.
Is it? Well,
yeah.
It looks like nothing. It's just a dark room.
It's very dark,
Impressive.
Yeah. Like a fancy cave.
I really love it in movies, right, when the whole point of the film is to get to the third act and you set up this thing and it's like this super important thing that everybody's looking for and it's going to promise like world, universe changing technology upgrades. I think it's really cool when that is really laboured so hard in the film and then you get to the third act and it's a dark room.
With an octopus in it.
With an octopus in it?
Or some sort of tentacled beast.
Is it something that you just can't explain? Something like out of a Squid universe?
Some sort of eldritch horror.
Some sort of Lovecraftian beast, if you can imagine such a thing. Yeah, so what was the deal there? Is this tentacle monster in the game? Is that a Rothism? There
is... You do have to fight a big boss monster at the very end of the first game.
And how many tentacles does it have?
I don't remember. It's been years since I played it.
Is it more than one?
Yeah.
So there are some tentacles.
If I'm remembering rightly, yes.
All right, I'm clutching at tentacles. I just thought that was supremely disappointing. They promised this thing for the whole film. You get there, and it's just sort of an empty room. It was promise after promise, followed by non-deliverable after non-deliverable.
That's just the whole film, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's annoying. And
can we talk a little bit about Edgar Ramirez?
No, we can't. We have to move on, I'm afraid. I'm very busy.
Okay.
Go on. What was he doing here? Who is he?
I don't know what he was doing here.
He wanted to get into the room with nothing in it. Because it's really important.
Such an underwhelming villain. And his line delivery was absolutely atrocious. And I've seen him in stuff. He can act. So
I'm sure.
I can only assume this is down to the direction in large part. But yeah, Atlas was a curious one. I'm not quite sure why they chose that as the road to go down. Because there's the villain that's introduced further into the franchise is Handsome Jack, who would have made a much more fun villain.
Oh, I thought Handsome Jack was a goodie in the game.
No.
Oh.
No. Bad guy. But yeah, about a decade ago when I first kind of heard the rumblings that people wanted to make a Borderlands film, my fan cast was always Chris Pine for Handsome Jack.
Okay. Why Chris Pine?
He can do that sort of snarky delivery in a way that's far less annoying than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, agreed. See Captain Kirk.
Yeah, because I think Ryan Reynolds frustratingly looks the part a little bit more.
I like Chris Pine.
I just think that would have been a much better road to go down. And I think it really did seem like they were trying to lean heavy onto the comedic aspect of this.
They were trying.
They were trying, yes.
Well, I mean, were they though?
It seemed like they were trying.
Do you know what it was?
To afford them some grace.
They cast not my comedic actor, not a fan, but Kevin Hart. But he doesn't get any fun dialogue in this. He doesn't get any comedic moments. So why would they cast Kevin Hart in a stoic role for a stoic character? Surely...
And a character that's supposed to be the size of like a Michael Clark Duncan,
big
not
guy.
a Kevin Hart.
A big guy as well, right.
Just so they can make the joke about, oh, you sent my dad's shortest soldier.
Yeah, that hilarious joke, which is probably the funniest joke in it.
And then Kevin Hart says something about a stormtrooper looking ass bitch.
Yeah.
So apparently this takes place in the same universe as Star Wars?
Everyone's seen Star Wars in this.
Yeah.
I wonder if all of the Star Wars movies exist. Do you think...
On Pandora.
On Pandora. The Avatar planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon they've got all of it. I reckon they've got all of the Star Wars content. I reckon they're getting all of the Dave Filoni stuff. I reckon they're getting I reckon they've got the holiday special.
Wow.
They get all of the toys. They got the little R2D2 briefcase thing, which you keep all the toys in. They've got all of that. Kevin Hart character grew up on that stuff.
Right.
That's why he's such a nerd for Star Wars now.
That makes sense.
But he's very short.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fun.
They got a solid laugh out of someone, I presume, given that was...
Yeah. Do you know who that was?
Kevin Hart. Yeah.
Kevin Hart's agent, who got fucking 10% of whatever he was paid.
Too much.
Movie. Too much.
At what point into this did you abandon all hope?
Pretty early, I think.
Pretty early on, yeah.
I think it was probably... Do you know what? I know exactly when it was.
Go on.
When we were in the cinema and we were watching it. It's when Cate Blanchett is in the bar and she says, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
You're not Danny Glover. You can't do that.
You're not Danny Glover. And thank God you're not the other one. Joe Pesci. There's no one else in those movies. Rene Russo. Quite like Rene Russo. She's great. There's no one else.
But no one else.
There's no one else in
No.
Yeah, so it was really early. It was at the bar where plot happens.
Right.
And apparently, Lilith, there's a chosen one.
Who could that be?
Exactly. So a mystery, isn't it? Apparently and then you've got to go to this planet or whatever. But it's the moment where she said, I'm too old for this shit. I think I just knew from that point, okay, this is going to be lazy, derivative.
This is hack stuff.
This is already trying to be a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff, but done badly, like an Asylum version of Guardians of the Galaxy or something.
Oh, God, you're right.
Gideons of the Galaxy.
Ugh.
Gideon.
Gideon. Best interview of all time.
Yeah, agreed.
I think I'm on the same page,
When did you exit then?
I think about the same point, but not necessarily for the same reasons. Because I was so excited.
Were you?
When I heard that there was going to be a Borderlands movie. Okay. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, when it was announced.
Because the cinematic potential for that property is huge.
Yeah. Could have had a whole universe.
Huge. Yeah. Maybe not so much now. So I was really, really excited. My excitement diminished to the point of non-existence when I heard that Eli Roth would be directing. And then I heard the cast list and I was like, oh, okay. There's a few people that I quite like. Odd casting in some cases, but I'm not going to write it off just yet. Then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh no. I think maybe my childlike optimism wouldn't allow me to snuff it out completely.
Yeah.
So there was still a modicum of hope when I sat down in the cinema that day.
I can totally sympathise with that. There are lots of video game adaptations that I really like, but are not very good objectively. Yeah. So even if something is not great, if they somehow tap into something in a game or an element that I'm really interested in, I'm probably going to get something out of it.
Yeah.
So if I was you, I would have been exactly the same, just clinging on to that little glimmer of hope, I think. But many, many ingredients, lots of red flags.
Yes.
But you were like, no, this is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I just sat in a room that's on fire around me going, yeah, everything's okay. It could still be good, guys.
Yeah.
Even when the film started, some of the title screen stuff.
It starts with a really obnoxious voiceover stuff, which is just insufferable in the movie.
I'm not a fan of voiceovers.
Horrible.
I find it to be a really lazy device.
Yeah.
I'll allow it in some cases. In some cases, I think it works. But here was just very much, we're going to tell you and we're going to show you.
Oh, it's so horrible. It was the worst. It's the worst example of voiceover that I think I've seen for a long, long time. Because like you say, it can work in properties. There are some genres where that's just part of the fabric of the thing, like noir. But sometimes it is just used very lazily to explain. Maybe they haven't shot enough of whatever to show the audience the things that they need to know. So what do? Let's put in a fucking voiceover.
Well, I think you were kind of onto something recently. We had a conversation, not on the podcast. We do have conversations. We do talk day to day, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And you made a point about all of this kind of straight to streaming slop that's being pumped out, particularly on Amazon Prime lately. I feel like there's just one of these like Heads of State or The Pickup or some bullshit every month these days. And it's sort
G20.
Yes, a G20, exactly that. But it didn't occur to me until watching this film that potentially that's what they've done here. And the point that you raised was that all of this content seems to be geared towards people who watch movies whilst on their phone.
Yeah.
And that's all I could think about when Borderlands started. Like, we've got Cate Blanchett doing the stuff, but also telling us what she's giving us a play-by-play.
Yeah.
Like, our attention spans aren't so broken that we need a literal play-by-play of the things that we are seeing, unless we're also dividing our attention elsewhere. So I did wonder if maybe they just don't respect their audience. Maybe they just think the audience is morons.
No, I think
or children.
I think yes to both of those points. That's what they think. But also, I feel like a lot of movies are made for people on their telephones these days. It's just a thing that happens now. Particularly blockbuster movies, particularly where they're spending a lot of money, where people are going to take their partners, take their children, take whoever. Some people aren't going to be interested. Some people are going to be on their phones. Hopefully not in the cinema. If you are, you should be shot. But
with a rubber bullet, in case any.
Yes. Yeah. Which would still hurt. A paintball would go on a paintball then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
not to the eyes.
This is
We've all seen Biker Grove.
We've all. Yes. Wear a mask. Put a mask on them, and then just shoot them on the bum.
Yeah.
Not up the bum. On the bum. Left cheek.
One cheek.
One cheek.
Yeah.
Both cheeks. If you want to do symmetry on the bruises.
But not the whole.
Might look, but not the whole. It's a very important stipulation. Not the whole.
Dan, why are you limping? Oh, paintball to the arsehole. Again.
So, people that are on their phones, yes. These movies are made for that. This is the most aggressive example of a voiceover being completely irrelevant to the movie that I can think of in modern, as a modern example. Cate Blanchett lands on a planet. Oh, it's a trash planet. There's
we can
trash
see that
on the screen.
And then I went to speak to these children. Yeah, you're doing it right now.
I found this playground. Yeah, we can see the playground. I think I'm going to get on a bus. What, that bus there that we can see that you're walking towards and you're throwing your bag on the top of and then getting on? You're explaining to us that you're getting on the bus, are you?
You're going to tell us what a bus is next?
Yeah. Well, on Pandora, we use these buses to transport ourselves from one location to the other. Unless you're special and then you accidentally teleport places. In which case, do that instead. And when
amazed.
You find out you can do that, only travel by that.
Yeah, I'm amazed they didn't include all that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest issues with this movie
is it was made.
Is that it was made, is that it exists. No, I think is that it feels like it's somehow 3 decades too late.
That's interesting.
Makes sense?
It does make sense now that you say it. Yeah.
Obviously, it couldn't have been made 30 years ago because the franchise didn't exist back then. But
Kevin Hart was too tall.
But I don't know. It sort of brings to mind things like Tank Girl and Super Mario Brothers, both of which we covered in Flop season. But these massive misfires that people find a way to appreciate anyway. And it does make me wonder if, like, kids who watch Borderlands now are going to love it in 30 years' time and wonder why everybody else hates it. Because to them, it's just nostalgia-tinged brilliance.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. Like, it's this example of the Star Wars prequels. People that grew up on those movies are now adults and pay taxes and are in charge of things. And they also love those movies. It's weird how these things can be reappraised and how much nostalgia factors in. So if there are kids watching this now, then you're probably right. There will be defenders of these movies, and they should also all be shot.
With rubber bullets.
With a paintball.
With a paintball gun, but not in the butthole.
Not up the jacksie. On the jacksie. Will it get... I don't know, though, you know. question for you, side question, related. Super Mario Brothers or Borderlands movie? Which is better? Which is objectively better?
That's so tough because...
Is it though?
Yeah.
Because the answer is Super Mario Brothers. So it's not really that tough.
Borderlands certainly has more to do with the source material than the Super Mario Brothers did. Objectively is really tough. If you were to ask me which would I rather watch, obviously it's Super Mario Brothers. Just as a given. I shouldn't even have to specify.
It's just more interesting.
Yeah.
It's just more stuff.
More fun.
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers was a massive misfire, which I love, and is really bizarre and has some strange ideas. Borderlands is just a nothing movie.
Yeah, I agreed. But like, Super Mario Brothers does have some really, really out there stuff.
Yeah. And
they made some really, really strange decisions.
Yeah.
But
Lance Henriksen is a poo fungus. Turtle head.
Oh, yeah. But I kind of admire it.
Yeah.
In a bizarre way. Whereas, and I don't even love Super Mario Brothers, but I did grow up watching it, so there is some enjoyment to be had there. But Borderlands is just, it's so not fun. I feel like you're right in that it does seem like it's aping Guardians of the Galaxy, but they've misunderstood everything that made those films charming.
Yeah. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy is all about the humor and the chemistry between the characters and their
the interpersonal stuff as well.
Yeah, totally. Which there is none of that really. They sort of try, I guess, a little bit with Lilith and with Tiny Tina and with Tannis. Roland and Krieg get nothing really. Well,
yeah, I mean, in fairness, Roland was kind of the most boring character.
He's very stoic, so I've read.
He is, yeah. He's kind of the straight man.
Yeah. Which again is curious to why you would cast Kevin Hart.
Agreed. But that's fine. Have the straight man. But that's why I think the other characters would have been more interesting to include instead. Because like Brick was just like the brute force guy. Mordecai was a really cool character, and he had a giant bird that he could summon.
Did he?
And he could deploy at any point, called Bloodwing.
Oh, not Redwing.
Bloodwing. And it played a huge part in the story going forward as well. Yeah. It cropped up again in a future game.
That sounds way more interesting already.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, put a boring stoic suit. What's Roland's character?
Nothing.
Army.
Yeah.
There's a part in it where like he gets into, it looks like he's going to do a big sacrifice thing. He doesn't. It's so...
There's no stakes.
There are no stakes. They tell you that there are stakes and then they show you that there are no stakes.
Yeah, Cate Blanchett's character is always whittering on about how there are definitely stakes.
Yeah.
But it never feels like that.
I'm never going to get off this planet alive. There's a 0% chance of killing all of these psychos in this cave, except from when you all got out without a scratch on you. And in fact, there was one... And that's right, that's what I was saying. Kevin Hart, he locks himself in the underground bit with all of the psychos, with the melty green lava stuff that melts everything except from things that you don't want it to melt in the screenplay. And all the psychos are coming towards him. He's like, I'm going to stay, but he does that. Oh, no, give it to me. Like in Aliens. When they've got the Gorman, no, but it's Kevin Hart this time doing it.
Yeah,
and
so it's super believable.
Super believable. These psychos apparently are going to kill all of the team with 100% effectiveness. They've got 0% chance of getting out. But then what they do cleverly is they cut away from that fight scene, and then Kevin Hart just flies into the third act, quite literally, with a chain thing for some reason.
I don't know.
So you don't see any of it. But it's fine because Cate Blanchett says he's an elite soldier. So you see him and you go, I know how you got out. You did elite soldier stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, so they've gone from showing us and telling us to just telling us. Oh, it gets worse somehow as it goes on.
Fucking shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, and I often want to find something to enjoy in these movies. When we covered bad ones, Flops was a great example of that. This could have definitely been in Flops, but I wanted to get some good movies in Flops. I think we had one or two objectively good movies. I forget now, but a lot of the ones I chose were probably not great, but I got something out of them to varying degrees.
Masters of the Universe, garbage, but it's charming.
Steady. It's great.
Charm.
It's a masterpiece.
This is just charmless garbage.
Yeah. Where it all hinges on being charming. That's the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, which is not to be confused with likable. The characters don't need to be likable, but the film has to have some charm. And it's even down to the way it looks. The backdrops were pretty well rendered, I thought. An obvious amount of green screen.
Yeah. But
I think the scenes on the planet were really well done, actually, and look near identical to the games.
To the landscape of the games. Okay.
I think that's something that they did do really well. However, everything else was just like eye-offendingly disgusting.
I think there was a lot of green screen stuff in it that I noticed, and I thought it didn't look great. I wonder how much of that could have been reshoots. Yeah,
some of the green screen was really bad. Some of the stunts looked really shonky.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's just like everything else that populated the planet was so garish and ugly.
Because the game has a very specific look, doesn't it? It does. What's the technique they use?
It's got like this cell shading animation technique, which it looks, I think, amazing.
It's very distinctive to the layman like me. I look at it and go, it looks a bit like a comic book. That's the best way that I can describe it, what the sort of things it makes me think of anyway. And maybe, that's part of the game's identity. That's what a lot of people like about that. Mm-hmm. You're not doing any of that in the film. I don't know if you can. Maybe there's a way. I guess if you make an animated movie, you could do it then, which inevitably they will.
I did actually, I did. That was a note that I made, actually, that this sort of thing may have been much better suited to a cartoon.
Yeah.
An animated feature.
I agree. I mean, if you're going to use a similar technique and you're going to get the people that made Into the Spider-Verse, maybe you get them on board, you could do something quite special.
But also, I think if you're going to, because obviously they just look like people.
Yeah.
You can't have
most
like
of them do,
the cell shading on real humans because it would look like, you just look like a Comic-Con. It would just look like bad cosplay.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to do away with that stylized element, then also do away with some of the other stuff, because that wig that Cate Blanchett was wearing was a crime. It was awful. It was so ugly and just, it didn't work.
Is the wig true to the look of Lilith in the game? Is it that kind of orange
she's a
hair
cartoon
that sticks out?
Yeah.
It's got the Cameron Diaz hairstyle from, the...
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, you do in the motion repeatedly.
It gets jizz in her hair.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So, Farrelly Burroughs, mm-hmm. So she gets cum in her hair. It's funny.
I want to go on a date with a loaded gun.
I mean, it wasn't great. What about the look of the characters in general? Taking
Claptrap, brilliant. Yeah. Nailed it.
So, like, really good work from the animators, right? It looked very good. Mm-hmm. There was a scene where the robot is chasing the car.
Mm-hmm.
Looked great.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit when Claptrap is emptying bullets from his bumhole.
Claptrap?
I'm saying Claptrap.
Claptrap.
That's what I'm saying. Claptrap. He literally does craps out the bullets, which is very funny.
If you're 5.
We were all rolling around the cinema when that scene came on. Do you know what it is? I feel like some of it feels like a lot of people worked very hard on it. So part of me is, I don't want to go in too hard on it, like the animators, the key crew that rarely get mentioned, probably worked very, very hard on it. And I hope that they got paid and they got the recognition. But
they're doing it on somebody else's instruction.
Oh, yeah, like 100%. Like it's
not... I definitely do not blame any of those people. Like you say, I'm sure they did work very hard to the specifications they were given.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think maybe a better example is Mad Moxie.
Okay.
She looks just like she does in the games, but that's to the character's detriment in casting real humans as these characters.
Yeah.
Because you turn up and she's got all this garish makeup, fine, but she's got these awful like blue contact lenses in that just look so uncanny valley, and just they look like shit cosplay.
Yeah.
And I think that really detracts from all the other good stuff like Claptrap.
Did you enjoy Jack Black as Claptrap? Okay.
He did a decent job of like pretending to be the voice actor for Claptrap, but I really don't understand why they didn't get the main guy, the real guy.
The original Claptrap
Yeah.
guy, yeah.
Like, does Jack Black really have that big of a fan base to make that casting worthwhile? Surely if you're trying to appease the fans of the games, one of the original voice actors would be a cool get. And a lot cheaper, probably.
Than Jack Black? Yeah, I would imagine so.
I don't know, maybe they couldn't. Maybe there was a disagreement or something, but he was fine. That's the best thing I can say.
Shall we talk a little bit about plot?
If we absolutely have to, yes.
Okay.
There was one, barely.
Yeah. And that's all I've got to say about the plot.
The plot was Eli Roth has a fetish for slightly older women and wanted to cast as many of them as he could so he could film them with their cleavage on show.
Oh, was there a lot of cleavage in this movie, Sarah? I hadn't noticed.
Did you not
45
notice?
shots of Jamie Lee Curtis or Gina Gershon. They might as well have just done a close-up and zoomed into their breasts and gone, tits, or a voiceover going, look at the tits.
I'm amazed
Milf,
there wasn't.
MILF. Yeah.
But that's kind of what it said to me, because all the characters are so much younger in the games.
Right.
Lilith, I think, is supposed to be 22 in the first game. Cate Blanchett, I love her, but she's not 22. And it does seem to be that they were trying to be at least a little bit self-aware about that casting. Because, as you've already stated, she does that "I'm too old for this shit" line.
Yeah.
So it does feel like they're kind of going, yeah, we know. And the only thing I can think of is that perhaps they went older because they were trying to convey some sort of like mother-daughter thing with her and Tina.
I love Cate Blanchett as much as the next person, but you don't need 55-year-old Cate Blanchett playing, 28, 29-year-old character from the game. And I'm sort of conflicted about this, because on the one hand, women, when they get to a certain age, actors, they stop getting
overlooked.
a lot of roles. They get overlooked for a lot of roles. And from what I hear anyway, I'm not an actress.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I should have said that up top, really, at the start of the show.
Okay.
I'll insert a voiceover at the start and explain that I'm not an actress. But on the one hand, I like that older women are getting parts, action parts as well. Great. But it feels like it's such a departure from the characters, not what the characters are, that the casting's not right. The casting has to be right.
Well, there was some weird dialogue that didn't necessarily make a lot of sense. Like Mad Moxie was kind of going, oh yeah, I remember your mom and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, she's talking as if they were the same age, but she's Lilith's age.
Yeah. That was weird as well. And the same thing with the Tannis character, with Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, me and your mum were bang up. We were great mates.
Tannis was also in her 20s in the game.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. Curious choices. But like you say, I do admire anybody who's willing to give older actors a go.
100%.
Because
put Jamie Lee Curtis in it, man. Like all day. If you get Jamie Lee Curtis, you put her in the movie immediately.
Just do better characterization. Don't have her stumbling around looking like it's her first day on Earth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I take particular offense at that, because I did read somewhere that apparently it's canon that Tannis is autistic.
I'd read this in my research, yeah.
Characterized by her lack of empathy. Get fucked. I cry at everything. So yeah, some of that does offend me somewhat. So maybe I have a personal gripe with that particular characterization. But yeah, I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but I didn't like how she played Tannis. And again, it has to be direction, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And the script.
And characterization,
the script.
Yeah, the fact that it's just a big old fucking pile of nothing. There's nothing there.
When he saw his dog shitting, was it on pieces of paper? Was that the script?
I was going to say, was it on pieces of paper that had the word Borderlands script? Yes, it was.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
You improved the script. It was really bad before the dog shat on it, yeah. Made it better. It's more jokes.
That's what inspired him.
Yeah.
So go on, you wanted to talk more about plot.
No, I did. That was it. Well, I think we've discussed it. Like, they have to get a vault open.
It's so wafer thin.
That hasn't got anything in it. And maybe someone can teleport but it's not the person that you think that can teleport. It's the one that you thought could teleport.
And Edgar Ramirez is evil?
Yeah, and he's got that shield thing.
Mhm.
That's a plot point.
Yeah.
And he's got a spaceship that you can control with your finger. And, well, at least a gun anyway. He's got gun fingers. It's like he's at a drum and bass event. Great. That was my favourite part, actually. Gun finger. Get Jason Status to do the soundtrack. What a fucking letdown. I wasn't overly excited for it anyway, to be honest with you, both when we watched it at the cinema and while we sat down to watch it for the podcast as well. But even so, like I said, I try to find things that I like, but I can't. I can't find anything in this. Are there any redeeming qualities that, you know, aside from the things we've spoken about already, how the look of Claptrap is quite good, and some of the landscape looks good. We've spoken about, I think a lot of the performances are quite flat, but it's probably more of a script issue. There's a paper-thin story, if you can call it as thick as that. It's is there anything else to like about it?
It's like a Rizzler.
It's the extra thin Rizzlers, the silver ones.
Yeah.
If they're the thinnest ones, I wouldn't know. Yeah, is there anything else that we can say that's positive about this?
I'm really trying. Whoever cast Marcus, that was a good shout.
So memorable that I know exactly who you're talking about.
The guy who was driving the bus.
Oh, really important character, Marcus driving a bus, yeah.
He is quite important in the game.
Is he? Is he the bus driver?
He's the munitions guy.
And guns are important.
Yes. Yeah. I'm really trying here.
Yeah.
I don't think there was one joke that landed. I really wish there had been, but it felt like being insulted for an hour and 40 minutes. It's like, they just got piss in their mouths. You're supposed to be laughing now. Yeah. It just felt odious. Obnoxious.
If I hadn't read the credits of this movie, I think I would have believed that Matt Rife had written the script, because it's the least funny thing I've seen in a long time.
And AI did punch-ups on it.
AI did punch-ups on a Matt Rife script. God, that movie might be worse than Borderlands.
Ooh,
if you can imagine such a thing.
Maybe.
Is this the worst movie we've covered for the podcast?
I think Driven's really bad. But
how dare you?
I know you get a lot out of that film.
Listen, I'm not going to defend it. It's bad. But is it worse than Borderlands?
Maybe. No, it's maybe on a par.
I kind of objectively, reluctantly agree with you, maybe.
But I would still rather watch Driven.
Yeah, because at least I'm smiling. At least one of us is enjoying it. It's the bit where Sly's got his head CGI'd on that car. It's the final act. It's really tense because Jimmy Bly's hopping. At least you can enjoy it.
He did it 10 times,
He did it 10 times. Yeah. But it's one of those movies that I think is so bad that it's fun to watch it and take the piss out of it. I think this is so lacking and so nothing, Borderlands, that when I watch a bad movie and I'm sitting there, I enjoy it. You and I will sit down and we'll maybe... What was that one we watched a few months ago where the time traveling city or something?
I don't remember this.
There's a big Martian ball and they went back in time to Earth. There's a city in the galaxy that has to keep time traveling to stop being invaded by robots or something.
This sounds fascinating.
You showed me it. You own it. I think it was...
Time Guardian.
That's it, Time Guardian. Like something bad like that.
How dare you?
It's bad. It's terrible, but it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Like it's so much fun, and you and I will sit down, we'll watch it. Is it self-aware? I don't know. Does it matter?
Probably not.
It doesn't matter though, because we're just sitting there, we're having maybe a glass of wine and just enjoying it and making remarks about what's going on screen. Whereas Borderlands, I'm just sitting there going, what?
It's not even bad enough that it's enjoyable.
There are no bold decisions in it. It's all played safely, and it's just nothing. The humor is very, if you can call it humor, it's very safe. It's very just
childish,
and
which is fine if you just want to appeal to children. But the games are not for children, so it's just odd.
But you can do it. You can appeal to all people. Toy Story, for example, adults love it, children love it. Like, it's a very different property, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can get all 4 quadrants, but not with this property. I think if you're going to do Borderlands, it has to be a hard R.
Okay.
We need blood and guts flying around, skags' heads exploding.
Well,
That's what I want to see anyway.
There was some head explodey stuff cut out of it, apparently, and limbs coming off.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's Borderlands. Apart from anything, just get the people involved in the games to contribute to the script.
Yeah.
They wrote decent jokes. Yes, some of them were a bit grating in the games, but I laughed more playing the games than I did watching the films.
Yeah.
Like, by a long shot.
I laughed more when I had diarrhea that time than I did in, watching Borderlands, both times.
I think ultimately it just feels like such a wasted opportunity, but in a different way than Until Dawn did.
I feel like Until Dawn was way better than Borderlands.
100%. So much better.
I don't think that's a terrible... I don't think it's great, but I think it's wasted potential.
It's fine.
Again.
But this is a wasted opportunity on a whole different level.
Agree.
And I really do question anybody's decision to appoint Eli Roth the boss of this project. I will never understand that. He's not the guy. And I would put money on him having never played any of the Borderlands games for longer than 10 minutes. It felt like he had like a cursory knowledge and then other people told him about the rest of it.
Yeah. Curious choice. Definitely a curious choice. And it just jogged my memory a little bit there of last week and where we spoke about Until Dawn. Let's not forget that movie was made for $15 million.
Yeah.
Borderlands was made for $115 million. There's a world of difference between those two budgets. One came out significantly better than the other. There's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot that you could look into in both of those movies. What Until Dawn did very well, which we spoke about last week with some of the effects and the execution of some of the stunts, and just a nothing burger of Borderlands. I mentioned the action scene with Roland, which you didn't see. The other one that I can keep thinking of is where they drove through the acid dragon, whatever that was.
Yeah.
That had acid piss flying around or something.
Yeah.
I don't... Close the window. Why? Because you'll get piss on you. And they get piss on them. Cate Blanchett was in this movie, Sarah.
I know. Was she really bored?
Well, I mean, she was cast during lockdown. So, yeah.
So she had nothing else going on.
No one did. No one did.
Well, that makes the casting make a little bit more sense.
But also, Jamie Lee Curtis was in this movie. And Jamie Lee Curtis has been in some good movies.
She's been in some really bad ones too.
Have you seen Virus? Is it called Virus when she's on a ship or something? Ghost robots or something? I
know what you mean.
Yeah.
But then she was also in Everything Everywhere All at the same time.
True. But then,
as Mark Commode calls it,
she was also in Halloween H2O.
Hey, I like that.
Oh, come on.
I'm not saying it's good, but I enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
Good.
On the subject of casting, I know you said you would like to maybe re-envision the cast.
Yeah, because we sort of decided together, didn't we, that we would both go away and come up with a list each of, and just recast the main players in the movie that we've just watched. So I've done a list, and you've done a list as well.
Don't do that. Don't throw me under the bus like that. Don't you dare.
One of us has done a recast. Sarah.
One of us has got a job.
Listen, I've been unemployed for a day. All right, this is my first day.
That's a day longer than me. All right.
Well, one of us has done it. We haven't done this in a while. I can't remember the last time that we did it, but very occasionally we'll decide to recast the core characters in the film, and I've done exactly that.
Maybe I'll think of some on the fly. Who knows?
Maybe some of my personages will. Is that word, personages? Yeah,
but I'm not sure you're using it correctly in this instance.
I'm using it in the wrong context, aren't I?
Context, yes.
Yeah. I'm not going with Cate Blanchett again.
Okay.
I'm going with Emma Stone.
Okay.
Now, I know I looked up the ages because I knew that was going to be a factor and something that we would touch on while talking about the film, the actors' ages compared to the characters' ages in the game.
Emma Stone's what, late 30s?
Late 30s. I know Lilith is
supposed to be 22.
Oh, 22. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's closer than Cate Blanchett. And I couldn't think of anyone better. Once I landed on Emma Stone, that was a lock-in for me. But I was considering someone a bit younger, like Samara Weaving, at first.
Okay.
Who I think would be very good. She's done things like Guns Akimbo, what's that? Mayhem, the movie that we watched a few weeks ago, which I didn't love, but she was very good in. Yeah, Eenie Meenie, quite a stern character in that, a very capable character. I think she could do that role with her eyes closed.
Yeah, maybe.
But then I thought, oh, but then if you can get Emma Stone, if she has a day off from Yorgos Lanthimos movies,
which I hope she never does.
Agreed.
I hope she always works with Yorgos Lanthimos and Ari Aster forever and ever and ever.
Every year we get an Emma Stone movie, either with Yorgos Lanthimos or Ari Aster.
I'd be happy.
Me too. But yeah, I sort of landed on Emma Stone and didn't really consider anyone else after that.
I mean, she can kind of do it all, can't she? So yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Roland, okay.
Okay.
We're going to keep Kevin Hart.
No,
we're not. Roland, I because I'm not as familiar with the characters as you are. Like I say, I did do a quick Google. And what I understand is that character, his character is Army.
Yes.
So, what I thought was, I went through my list on Letterboxd of films we'd watched in 2025, 2024, and then I sorted it by highest rated, and that's how I found some of these actors.
Okay.
And I landed on Rebel Ridge.
Oh,
and I thought,
Aaron Pierre.
Aaron Pierre.
I don't hate that.
I was quite happy with that because he's a very stoic character in that. He
did a very good American accent.
Right. He was great in that movie,
yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And he's very matter of fact and very capable, and he was very good at what that character needed. And I feel like he could bring a similar energy, perhaps, to Roland.
Do you know who my pick might be?
Go on.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen III.
Yeah, because the Yahya Abdul-Mateen III would be your pick for everything, wouldn't it?
Because I like looking at him.
Yeah.
No,
that's a shout. Actually,
he's got the acting chops and the size for the character. Neither of which Kevin Hart had.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, I wish I'd thought of that. I was sort of toying with the idea of Damson Idris because F1 is the greatest movie ever made. He's a very big guy. He's 6 foot something. So he's got the stature there physically. But someone that I was sort of kicking around. And again, when I thought of Aaron Pierre, that's it. We're going with Aaron Pierre. But I was considering Damson Idris. I also was considering Michael B. Jordan because he's a fucking brick shithouse.
And again, can kind of do it all.
Yeah.
He's done a bit of everything, hasn't he?
I haven't really seen him do much comedy, but then I haven't seen Kevin Hart do much comedy either. So it doesn't really matter. Tiny Tina. This was probably the hardest one that I could come up with. I
can't think of like any child actors off the top of my head.
Me too. So Ariana Greenblatt, I think, was probably about 15, 16 when the film was shot, I would say. The character is about 13, right? In the games, 13, 14. So. A teenager, a young teenager.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing again, went on Letterboxd and sorted from my highest rating, and I landed on a film called Abigail, and I thought, Alicia Weir, who plays Abigail in that movie. We're not going to spoil Abigail. We're not here to do that. But she's very good in that. And that's a fun, enjoyable movie. And I think that she's got the energy to bring to that Tiny Tina character and a physicality as well that you might need. She was also in that Matilda musical remake, which we didn't watch.
No.
But apparently it was very good in that too.
Okay.
Very difficult to find child actors that are good. And also, it struck me when I was going through my Letterboxd movies that we'd watched in the last year or two, almost none of them have children in, Sarah. Like, we don't watch kids' films typically, but you'd think accidentally there'd be more kids in them. But it just turns out that it's so rare that I ever watch a film with kids in and they're a good performer, or I enjoy what they do. But yeah, when I saw Abigail, I thought, yeah, that's the one.
It's usually the opposite side of the coin. Like, we rewatched 28 Days Later not so long ago, and the young girl in that is so bad.
Yeah.
So it's usually they're notable for being terrible rather than the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Were there any other names? I don't think there were. There was one person who apparently had played like a young Brie Larson in something, a young other actor in something. I've forgotten her name now, but she ended up being about 20.
Oh.
What?
Oh, McKenna Grace.
McKenna Grace being who that is?
She's been in loads of stuff. She was the daughter in the newer Ghostbusters movies.
Oh, that's who I was talking about.
Is it?
I just
right.
Googled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Right, yeah. But she's 19.
But she looks young and she's tiny, isn't she? If we're talking about stature, she fits the role.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. But I was thinking, it might be a year or so before you get shooting, then you might want to make more movies. Yeah, okay.
Well, just sack off the character. I don't like Tiny Tina anyway.
Well, this is what I was looking forward to in your list. I thought maybe you were
Right.
going to swap out some of the characters and choose different characters, but you didn't end up doing that, did you?
Well, we didn't talk about that anyway.
McKenna Grace, light connection here. She is in the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Video game movie.
Huh. Yeah. Krieg, there was one name and one name alone, and it's Kevin Durand. Also looking at Abigail.
I was just going to say, you're just casting people from Abigail.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the physicality. He's a big guy. We recently saw him in The Naked Gun where he was criminally underused, I thought. I really like Kevin Durand. I think he's a bit of an underrated actor. I think he can be very funny. I think he could be very good at action if they wanted him to do that. I think he could be a very good all-rounder. He often plays a villain type character.
Mm-hmm.
Lost, remember we watched Lost this time last year, I think it was. And he is in some of those episodes where he's not a very nice man, no spoilers. He's very good.
Yeah.
And I think, do you know what? I didn't hate the performance of Krieg, but again, it was just nothing. There was nothing for that character to do.
He's behind a mask the whole time and he just says like stock lines from the game.
Like, I am Groot.
Yeah. Exactly. He's Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I think in a perfect world, you wouldn't have Tiny Tina or Krieg. They sort of come as a package deal. So I would quite happily do away with both of those characters because Krieg is a psycho. So he's sort of the brute force guy.
Yeah.
Whereas in my version of Borderlands, you would have Brick as the brute force guy and you wouldn't have Krieg at all.
And you'd cast Dave Bautista as Brick.
Maybe, maybe.
Let's get all of the people from Guardians of the Galaxy, except from Chris Pratt.
No, I do like, I didn't definitely know Chris Pratt. No, I do quite like that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So for Claptrap, we're going to mack off Jack Black because we've all had enough of Jack Black now. He's got enough money. Yes, is he funny? Sometimes. But I don't want to keep hearing his voice, to be honest. I want someone else to have a chance. And someone else that does a lot of voice work is Alan Tudyk.
Oh, and he's also played multiple robots.
Yeah, he's the K2SO in Star Wars. I was thinking about Bill Hader because I know that you're a big fan of Hader, and he did the.
He was BB-8.
Yeah, the ball guy in Star Wars.
The ball guy.
Yeah, the ball guy. It's like. Well, that was that movie that flopped, wasn't it, with Gosling in a couple of years ago. Was it the porn parody version of that movie?
The ball guy, yeah.
So Alan Tudyk, what do you reckon?
I like that.
Lock that in?
Yes. Can I offer up an alternative?
Please do.
So, obviously, again, in a perfect world, I think the ideal version of Claptrap would be the guy who voiced Claptrap in the games.
Of course.
Whose name I don't know. I'm terrible. I feel bad for that. But if you sort of get rid of the notion that your brain already sort of thinks it knows what Claptrap should sound like and just go in a completely different but similar direction, Rhys Darby.
Okay. Yeah. Band meeting. Yeah.
Like it would be odd to have a Kiwi robot.
No, why would it be odd?
But I think he's just got that weird sort of absurdist, whimsical thing down. And I think he could be quite funny.
Really like that. I would like to see Rhys Darby doing more voice work now you mention it. I think
he's got such a distinct voice, I think.
Yeah. I think he could be like an Alan Tudyk, a bit of a reliable voice guy actor, for sure.
I'd love that.
Yeah. Do you know what? We don't see enough Rhys Darby. We never caught that pirate show that he did, which apparently was very good.
They got cancelled.
Our Flag Means Death. But it did finish, though, apparently, didn't it? They did wrap it up.
Oh, maybe.
I think so.
Okay. I know it was cut short.
Right. Okay. Right, so Alan Tudyk, but I prefer your Rhys Darby, I think, on that one.
Okay.
One more. We've got Tanis, right? I was struggling with this one a little bit because I don't know much about the character from the game. But someone who I was actually considering before I thought of Emma Stone for Lilith, I was considering Karen Gillan for Lilith.
Ooh.
But when I thought of Emma Stone, I swapped them, and I'm going to put Karen Gillan as Tanis because I quite like her deadpan delivery in as
So we're just having everybody from Guardians.
What was a Nebula?
Yeah.
Nebula, very good, flat but very funny delivery. Again, Kevin Hart project, Jumanji. She was in Jumanji, very good in Jumanji. I think Karen Gillan could potentially be very good in that role.
Yeah, I quite like that actually.
And that's it. That's me done with my recasting.
Okay. My alternative for Tanis, just because we haven't mentioned everybody that was in Abigail yet, Catherine Newton.
Okay. I was considering doing Dan Stevens for the voice of Claptrap as well.
Really?
Yeah.
He's done some interesting voice work.
Yeah.
Like Cuckoo, I think was a pretty good example. I think he was doing German.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Well, apparently he was being considered for the role of Claptrap, but he got beaten off by Jack Black.
He was beaten off by all those American men.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
So funny. I do watch that sometimes. Just go on TikTok and look, Dan Stevens beating off.
It's in a folder of like cheer up videos.
Is that and John Dacre?
Name is John Dacre.
And the drummer in a costume.
Yeah, when you're overqualified for the job.
Yeah, I have a few of those as well. But that's it. That's my casting over with. So
I like those.
Thank you. I did put some thought into it, and some research.
So did I.
Some research had been made, and you also put lots of time and effort into it, didn't you?
Yeah, just now.
Yeah, but that's it, Sarah. Listen, we never ever need to watch or talk about Borderlands ever again. And I thought that this time last year when we watched it at cinema, we covered it for Patreon. I thought that's done now. Never have to think about that again. But then when I was programming video game movies, I'm like, should we do Assassin's Creed? And you were like, what about Borderlands? I'm like, oh yeah, that's a better movie than Assassin's Creed, isn't it? I haven't seen Assassin's Creed all the way through, but I'm fascinated by that movie.
And now you've seen Borderlands twice.
Now I've seen Borderlands twice. God. I probably watch Assassin's Creed while you're away, I think, just to get the completeness for the season. So this is all your fault, but we do never need to watch or think about this movie again until the inevitable reboot, which will probably be brilliant because they'll learn all the right lessons from this.
Well, at least we have Borderlands 4 to look forward to this month.
Oh, the game?
The month that we are recording this episode in, of course. It might have been out already by the time this goes out. Yeah,
so, well, excite.
When you're back at Christmas, 2 weeks solid of playing Borderlands 4 with me. Okay. Limber up your thumbs.
All right. So, what do you reckon on Borderlands movie then? Is it dog shit? And how much dog shit is it?
It is the maximum amount of dog shit that it can possibly be.
I agree. Derivative garbage. And I just wish that there was something more that I could say about it that's positive, but I just can't.
It's bizarre to call something derivative that is based on an original property where there is so much lore to draw from, and yet we got this steaming pile of
nothing.
Guana.
Yeah.
I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. We should write a letter to Eli Roth.
I might.
Stern letter.
I'll start with my original grievances, which is the chick vision on his Cabin Fever DVD. That's when I first had beef with the man.
I'm not even going to ask. This feels like a whole rabbit hole that we could go down.
I've talked about this on previous podcasts. Basically, chick vision was Cabin Fever, but with hands in front of the screen. So imagine you're a woman watching a horror
You're a
movie.
scared little lady and you've got to watch it behind your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So me and him have beef.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And he just seems like a cunt.
I think that's how we end, isn't it? That's I can't top that, Sarah. All right, let's leave it there then. So next week we're doing another movie that's in the video game universe, but
you're having to be careful.
Yeah, it's not a video game. I didn't call the season video game adaptations, did I? Fuckface. I called it video game movies. So I think you'll agree that Tron Legacy qualifies.
It's fine. You make up your own rules.
It's
right?
our podcast. Do what the fuck we like, and we do.
Yeah.
But the premise of that is Jeff. I think it's a Goldblum. It's the other Jeff.
Daniels.
No. Bridges. You bastard! You did that on purpose. Jeff Bridges gets sucked off into a computer game, so it qualifies. It's a video game in the movie, and it's a movie that has a video game in it. Yeah. Therefore, it's a video game movie. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it.